Everyone knows about the Trojan War, Troy, all that stuff. We all know.
I'm not sucked in, but I'm intrigued and I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Hello everyone, my name is Bonnie and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be kicking off my second romance reading vlog. So if you have seen my Polarthon reading vlog, welcome back. It's the same day, the same outfit, the same Bonnie. But being that my Polarthon vlog kind of stretched out for me, I wanted to jump right into this one ASAP to get it rolling and hopefully cram in some GOODREADS before the end of February. So for February, I haven't been looking out much on the reads. I think I've only had one 4-star book so far, and then quite a few 3 stars and 2 stars, which that's a shocker. I rarely ever give 2 stars. This romance reading vlog, well, one, obviously I'm reading romance. We're still in February, love month, Valentine's, etc. I'm still in the mood to read rom-coms, cute romances, etc, etc. And I am going to prioritize picking up the books that I believe I will highly enjoy, because I want some more 4 stars or maybe even 5 stars in February. We're in like a drought. Ever since I read Act Your Age, Eve Brown in my first romance reading vlog, which I will link in the cards for you guys if you haven't checked that out yet, but I want it. I want more 4-star, 5-star reads. I want it. We're kicking this vlog off with a book I'm highly intimidated by. I've owned it for years. It's been on many a TBR, but I am determined to read it this time. And the book that I'm hyping up is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I am so intimidated by this book, but I think I will love it. This is a Greek mythology retelling of Achilles and Patroclus, and it's their relationship, but also just like the retelling of Achilles and everything. I hear a lot of people cry at this one, so I'm excited for the Greek mythology moment. I was a Percy Jackson bitch growing up, so like I love the mythology already. Also, you know, I read the Odyssey in high school, also enjoyed it, so like I have experience with some mythology, both like literary text and just like fictional retelling moments. So I'm intrigued, I'm intimidated, I have a plan, I have a mission. This will also be my first Madeline Miller book. I do own Circe as well over on my shelf, but I wanted to read this one first, so definitely stay tuned to see if I finally achieve reading this and what my thoughts are throughout. But yeah, chat to you later. Hello friends, so it is a few days later. It is now Wednesday. Apologies, I haven't really updated much. I've just been feeling quite unwell the past few days, dealing with migraines, it's just how I be sometimes. But although I haven't updated you guys much, I have made progress on The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Wow, that is shining quite a lot right now, but I am currently on page 160, so I've gotten a good ways in, and I have some mixed thoughts right now. The first 50 pages I really enjoyed. I feel like it really sucked me in right away. We are in Patroclus's perspective, and we start with him being a little boy, and he is taken with his father to this meeting to determine who will be the suitor of Helen. And so Helen makes her choice of a husband, obviously not Patroclus, and the rest of the suitors kind of make a pact that if like Helen is ever attacked, then they will all help out her husband and like get her back if she's like kidnapped or whatever. So like they make that pact, and essentially everything else at the beginning is just people being like, Patroclus is a letdown, he's not the son his father wanted him to be, like he isn't very skilled in anything in particular, doesn't seem like a hero, anything like that. And shit goes down when Patroclus is defending himself against a bully and he accidentally kills that bully. Yikes. But when that happens, he then gets outcasted and sent to a different kingdom to be raised, and he ends up in the kingdom that Achilles is the heir to, and I believe they're the same age, or Achilles is like a few months older, I want to say, and Achilles is like the golden boy. He's already super skilled, but like he doesn't let anyone see him fight, but he still has a lot of personality. People are just naturally drawn to him, that sort of thing. And Patroclus is kind of angry about him at first. He's like, I would say definitely jealous, because Achilles is everything Patroclus's father wanted him to be. So he's very envious at first, but eventually Achilles decides to claim him as a friend, and they become companions, and then they start to grow. So I really like that beginning portion of things, but then after that, once they're like companions together, I feel like it starts to go a little too fast for me. We've already time jumped, so where I'm at right now, they're already like in their mid to late teens, and like there's already talk of like how bonded they are, love, that sort of thing, which I like it for Patroclus, but I feel like with the time jumps, we don't really get to see Achilles' character development that much. We just like hear about how much Patroclus is in love with him, supports him, wants to be around him. Super love at the beginning. Now I'm feeling kind of meh. We are leading up to the looming war. Everyone knows about the Trojan War, Troy, all that stuff. We all know. So that's kind of like being alluded to, of Achilles' mother, who is a goddess, is like trying to get Achilles away from the war, but it's kind of like society is expecting Achilles to fight in this war for getting Helen back, because she has been kidnapped by Paris, which we don't see, we just hear. So I feel like I'm at like a little bit of a stalemate right now, of not much is happening. They're just like, Patroclus and Achilles are wanting to be together. Also, stuff happens and Achilles gets a wife, and I don't like it. I don't like the situation. The situation just made me feel uncomfortable. We're moving on, and I'm hoping to make more progress today, because you know, I want to get cruising through these romances. I want it. So chat to you next time.
Hello friends! So it is very late Friday night. Happy Friday. But I figured I better pop in for an update before I get into my house and just want to climb into bed and call it a night. I did finish the Song of Achilles today, and unfortunately it was only 3 stars. Nothing ended up happening that really gave me a 4-star feeling at all. Just kind of my main issues continued throughout, and it just felt quite mediocre to me. I don't know what I was missing, of why I didn't love it as much as so many people have. I just felt like the whole story, we were kind of like floating above it all. Like, all the characters felt flat. Like, we're getting told a story. We're not experiencing the story with them. At least that's how I felt. I did feel sympathy towards Patroclus, but I just really didn't like Achilles. So, like, being that it's so centered around Patroclus and Achilles' relationship, I just kept being like, Achilles kind of sucks. So he kind of has what's coming to him. And yeah, it wasn't it for me. I will say I did really enjoy Briseis, her little bits that we did have. Like, towards the end, when she's like telling off Achilles, I'm like, sound off queen, like, slay the world. But I feel like other than that, it felt pretty standard. I will say Madeline Miller does make these myths like very approachable. I feel like it is a good book to kind of dive into Greek myth if you aren't familiar. I feel like I just wanted more with the characters. In my opinion, if you're doing a Greek retelling, this is your chance to like really have a spark in these characters, really flesh them out, build them into something more. Well, I feel like the myths themselves are very like flat caricature, like archetype way to kind of study elements of humanity, traits, attributes, just like overall themes of humanity and struggles of the world. So I just wanted more, and I didn't get it. So although I didn't love it, that's a book down for this romance reading vlog. The next book I picked up, which I actually have here with me because I took it to my friend's house just in case we wanted to do like a cute little reading night. I mean, we ended up watching movies and that sort of thing, so we didn't get to it this time, but I was prepared, and that's what matters. But the next romance I picked up is It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I am currently on page 35, and this is a romance book I have been highly anticipating just because it's been so well loved and well received on BookTube. This is a romance between our socialite main character who has to come to this fishing town and kind of take over this bar that belonged to her birth father. And there's a grumpy fisherman dude, I guess. And I'm excited for this one because our main girl Piper is said to be inspired by Alexis from Schitt's Creek, so I love those vibes. And I don't know, just everyone really loves this. I haven't been totally sucked in yet, but we are definitely progressing really quickly. She gets sent to a small town where her mother and birth father were together before her birth father was killed. We don't really know that story yet, but I think he was like killed at sea or lost at sea, something like that. So she doesn't really know anything about her past or much about her father at all until she kind of learns of this fishing town and the fact that there's a bar that was left to her and her sister. So they've kind of just arrived, and literally I'm within the chapter when we get the guy's perspective of seeing these two clearly high society women showing up in their little town. So I'm not sucked in, but I'm intrigued and I'm excited to see where it goes from here. And I don't know, I'm just really happy that we do have perspective of the female lead and the male lead. I feel like these days for romances to be fully enjoyed by me, I need like both people's perspective in the relationship. So hopefully I will love this.
friends, so it is quite a few days later. In fact, it's a month later. Just kidding. It's March 1st. February is over. But I'm still doing this vlog. So I have reasons, which I'll get into after I update on the last book I was reading. But I did in fact finish It Happened One Summer by Tessa, and I loved this. This was great. I see why it's getting hyped up so much, why everyone's loving it. I get it. I get it. This girly gets the girlies. I really flew through this one. In fact, I actually finished this a couple days ago. I think it was on the 28th I finished this. I just didn't get around to updating you guys, but I love the relationship between Piper and Brendan. I really loved them together. They have great chemistry. I loved the small town vibes of like Piper not even realizing how connected she becomes to this town, and as well as like getting back with your roots of like realizing how special her birth father is to her, how he is like attached to this town as well. Also, I thought it was really sweet that Piper was able to reconnect with her grandma. I love the energy Piper provides for the town, and I loved how dedicated Brendan was to her. I love it. He just wants to spoil her and he loves her to bits. And I especially enjoyed how like clearly he is a goner. Like literally when he meets her, it's over. It's over. He's head over heels already gung-ho about her, even though he's like, I shouldn't be. I did consider it at a like 4.5 for a time, because like, you know, you really hate the random fallout that they have towards the end of every romance book. But once I was like reassessing it, I was like, you know, it makes sense. Brendan and Piper come from very different relationship histories, with Piper really never being in any serious relationship that's lasted beyond 3 weeks, and Brendan kind of feeling stuck in the past of having to stay loyal to his past wife, but also his relationship with his past wife was not like this sweeping romance the way that it is with Piper. So, you know, there's uncertainties, there's fear of losing each other, which I feel like is especially elevated because Brandon does very dangerous ship work. He is I think it's a crab fisherman. So like you could be lost at sea, killed at sea, thrown overboard, all of the sorts of scary fisherman things. So once I was reassessing, I was like, you know what? This is valid, and I'm not gonna let my feelings about that fallout fight stop me from giving this 5 stars. I do kind of wish we did see a little more time of them in their happily ever after once it's resolved. Felt kind of like quick breeze by of things progressing and that sort of thing. The other thing I will note is that Piper and her sister are fixing up this bar that used to belong to their dad, but the story isn't really focused on that super much. Like we see them working on like refurbishing it and having a party, but it isn't about their bartending career per se, or struggling with that or whatever. It's much more of the character growth and relationship development and just like becoming part of the town rather than being a bartender. So figured I'd say that in case you were expecting some fun bartending moments. There isn't really that. I was just so happy to enjoy this, especially with so many of my February reads being a disappointment. So this was a true joy. And now it is explanation time on why it's March 1st when I'm updating things. So my next read that I've been planning on reading for closing out this vlog is still not here. And that is Delilah Green Does Not Care by Ashley Herring Blake. I pre-ordered this book because I'm just so freaking excited about it. I love the cover. It's supposed to be sapphic. I'm hoping it's gonna be super cute, sweeping romance. Like, I'm very excited for it, highly anticipating. Like, it was even in my most anticipated video for the year. But I pre-ordered it and it was supposed to be here last Thursday and it's still not here. It's Tuesday. I was literally tracking it constantly and it was saying that it made it to my post office, but like the acceptance was pending, and then the next time I checked it was back in Ohio. I'm like, what is going on? It's supposed to arrive today, so hopefully that is the truth and it will be here shortly, and then I can update and get on with this vlog, because I did not expect for it to go into March, but here we are. A package has arrived. I swear to God, if this is not Delilah Green and I have like freaking punked myself in the fact that this is a different thing, I may never recover. I always fail at this. Yep, it's over. Let's try the other side. Yay! Yay! It's here! Oh, it's beautiful. I don't remember if I knew it was purple. I think it might have looked more like pastel-y pink online, but I love it. Oh, this is so exciting. Yes, ladies, I'm so excited. Let me read the back because I will very swiftly jump into this one. I'm so excited. The upper blurb that has like the cutest little flower designs around it that I think they're meant to match the sleeve tattoos. But the blurb, that it says, a clever and steamy queer romantic comedy about taking chances and accepting love, with all its complications, by debut author Ashley Herring Blake. Delilah Green swore she would never go back to Bright Falls. Nothing is there for her but memories of a lonely childhood in which she was a little more than a burden to her cold and distant stepfamily. Her life is in New York, with her photography career finally gaining steam and her bed never empty. Sure, there's a different woman in it every night, but that's just fine with her. When Delilah's estranged stepsister Astrid pressures her into photographing her wedding with a guilt trip and a 5-figure check, Delilah finds herself back in the godforsaken town that she used to call home. She plans to breeze in and out, but then she sees Claire Sutherland, one of Astrid's stuck-up besties, and decides that maybe there's some fun and a little retribution to be had in Bright Falls after all. Having raised her 11-year-old daughter mostly on her own while dealing with her unreliable ex and running a bookstore, Claire Sutherland depends upon a life without surprises. And Delilah Green is an unwelcome surprise at first. At first! Though they've known each other for years, they don't really know each other. So Claire is unsettled when Delilah figures out exactly what buttons to push. When they're forced together during the gauntlet of wedding preparations, including a plot to save Astrid from her horrible fiancé, Claire isn't sure she has the strength to resist Delilah's charms. Even worse, she starts to think she doesn't want to. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I loved the blurb, like, back in my anticipated video, but I love it even more now because I have it, so I can be like, heck yeah, that sounds great, let's jump in. Also, this is like amazingly floppy, so this is getting tense across the board right now. Hopefully the inside is the same, but I'm so stinking excited. Heyo, thought I'd pop in to say I got another package. So this one, I know what this is, so I don't have to worry about any punking of myself, any questioning what this is, but it is book mail, so I wanted to share it, although I won't be reading it in this vlog, but it's related to things, so let's open it. Success. So March 1st is the publication date of Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. This is the second book in the Bellinger's Sisters series, so this is like the companion kind of book after It Happened One Summer, following Hannah and Fox's romance. And I'm excited. I will say I was kind of meh about them in the first book. Like I didn't dislike them, but I was kind of a little indifferent. But I super enjoyed Tessa Bailey's relationships in It Happened One Summer, and so I'm hoping for more of that. The back says, in the follow-up to It Happened One Summer, Tessa Bailey delivers a deliciously fun rom-com about a former player who accidentally falls for his best friend while trying to help her land a different man. King crab fisherman Fox Thornton has a reputation as a sexy, carefree flirt. Everyone knows he's a guaranteed good time, in bed and out, and that's exactly how he prefers it, until he meets Hannah Bellinger. She's immune to his charm and good looks, but she seems to enjoy his personality and wants to be friends? Bizarre, but he likes her too much to risk a fling, so platonic pals it is. Now Hannah's in town for work, crashing in Fox's spare bedroom. She knows he's a notorious ladies' man, but they're definitely just friends. In fact, she's nursing a hopeless crush on a colleague, and Fox is just the person to help with her lackluster love life. Armed with a few tips from Westport's resident Casanova, Hannah sets out to catch her co-worker's eye. Yet the more time she spends with Fox, the more time she wants him instead. As the line between friendship and flirtation begins to blur, Hannah can't deny she loves everything about Fox, but she refuses to be another notch on his bedpost. Living with his best friend should have been easy, except now she's walking around in a towel and sleeping right across the hall, and Fox is fantasizing about waking up next to her for the rest of his life. And man overboard, he's fallen for her hook, line, and sinker. Helping her flirt with another guy is pure torture, but maybe if Fox can tackle his inner demons and show Hannah he's all in, she'll choose him instead. This sounds like fun. I don't know when I will get to this, but I'm very excited. Update time. I am now on page 128 of Delilah Green Doesn't Care, and I'm really enjoying myself. I will say not much romance has occurred yet, but the attraction is there. Yes. So Delilah is like called in from New York to photograph her stepsister's wedding, and Delilah really does not want to be back in their hometown. It's a very small town, everyone knows each other, and Delilah didn't have a very good childhood. Like, she didn't really have any friends, and she never really felt welcomed by her stepsister and her two best friends, but she has always been attracted to Claire. In one of Delilah's chapters, it even says that, like, growing up with Claire was like one of the things that made her realize that she's into women, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. So clearly Delilah has been into Claire for many years, but when Delilah comes back into town, I think it's been 5 years since she's seen her sister or her friends or really Bright Falls at all, which is their hometown. She's at a bar and Claire is trying to kind of like move on with her life romantically. She hasn't really been in a relationship, like a serious relationship or a sexual relationship, in a very long time. She's got complicated things with her ex-husband, and she has an 11-year-old daughter, so like it hasn't really been the focus. And so her friend Iris, who is like the third bestie of Astrid, Claire, and Iris, tells her to like, you know, just try to get someone's number tonight. So she sees Delilah come in, but she does not realize it's Delilah. She just thinks it's a hot girl with like really cool tattoos and loves her vibe. So she goes over to the bar and like tries to flirt with her, but like she's out of practice. But like Delilah knows it's Claire. Claire does not know it's Delilah. You love to see it. And then, you know, shenanigans just start happening with like wedding things happening, then like tentative niceness going on with Delilah and Claire, because now they both know they're attracted to each other, but they're not pursuing anything yet. We do get to see some moments with Claire and her daughter, and like Delilah had a good moment with the daughter, and I'm just having a really good time. It is a little slower than I expected, but the vibe of it really feels like I'm watching a rom-com movie. Like just the scenes we're getting, how the pacing is, it just feels like a movie, which I'm vibing with so hard. I had to like bully myself to stop reading just to get other things accomplished. But where I left off, ladies and gentlemen, we have the opportunity for the one bed trope. I'm dying. The girls have all gone to like this spa winery retreat place, and there was supposed to be 4 rooms booked, but there wasn't. There was only 3, and Claire offered to share her king-size bed with Delilah. So I'm dying, and I'm very excited to continue, but I was like, I need to stop and like actually update this, otherwise I'm just gonna keep reading until I'm done. Heyo, so it is the next day and I have updates for Delilah Green. I'm adoring it. I'm having a really great time. I'm so sucked in. Once again, I had to like bully myself to put it down. This time to go to bed. I was like, we're enjoying this. We're making it last, okay? I am currently on page 282, getting quite close to the end, and just as I've said before, it just feels like a rom-com movie. All of like the scenes we're getting, conversations, I can just picture it so well. I'm like, yeah, this would be in the movie. Yeah, this moment, this interaction, yes. And I can't wait to read more. An aspect that is making this really stand out to me is that I feel like Delilah and Claire, with their complicated history, both like their individual history and then their history of knowing each other, makes it all the more compelling. And just Ashley Herring Blake manages to make them so complex on their own. I feel like when a lot of times in romances I've read, they make out all the characters to be the good guys. There's nothing wrong in their past, really. They're just like, they think each other are the best people ever throughout all time. And between Claire and Delilah, we know that like Delilah's childhood was really lonely, and Claire, although tried to be nice to her when she could have made more effort to like include Delilah, that sort of thing. So it's like a bittersweetness to their relationship, but like Claire's like, but I want you around now. I want to spend time with you now. Like I'm sorry, but that happened. But like let me make up for it now. And it's so sweet. It's so sweet. They have some spicy times, and I'm like, good for these ladies. They deserve it. The one area that I'm hesitant about, or like just a touch of not enjoying, is the dynamics we have with Astrid. So I don't think I said in my other updates, but Astrid is set to get married to this dude that she hasn't dated for very long, and her best friends barely have met, and he just seems kind of like a douchebag. And so Iris, Claire, and Delilah are kind of trying to make her realize this on her own, but like it seems like she keeps shutting down. And I don't really know why, and I feel like it's kind of stretched on for a little long. Well, it has been alluded that it's kind of like Astrid is going with the flow, what society expects of her, what her mom expects of her. And like I see that, but I'm also like, can we have our revelation now, our discussion, please and thank you? But being that I'm getting close to the end, which I don't want it to end, I'm assuming that discussion, what things are leading up to, will happen rather soon. So we'll see. I'll update later. Potentially I'll finish this today. We'll see. But all you really need to know is I'm having a great time. Update time. So I am ever so pleased to report that I have finished reading Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake, and I loved it. Oh my gosh. I'm just like blown away with the fact that this is one of my most anticipated books, and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. Just thank the Lord. Updates that I can say for this. I love how complex and real some of these relationships feel. This book really hits on complex family dynamics, the past really influencing how you conduct yourself and others, especially going into future relationships, both romantically and platonically. So many aspects were so stinky good. Just the way that Delilah comes to terms and really communicate what she wants, that she does care. Like, the whole point of it being called Delilah Green Doesn't Care is that, like, you know, she's like, oh, things don't bother me. Oh, I don't need a family. Oh, I'm all about the casual. But, like, maybe she does want a family. Maybe she does want a cute relationship. Maybe she wants just happiness. And I enjoyed it so much. I loved that, like, Delilah starts to feel like she has a home, she has a family of friends, and just it was so good. I feel like this is the most real rom-com I've ever read. Of these feel like genuine people that want to better themselves, that want to succeed in life, that want to make other people happy. It has the essence of the messiness of life as well. I know in my past update I was kind of talking about like the Astrid element of it, and I did enjoy how things occurred for her. I won't say anything for spoiler's sake, but there is a companion book called Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail that is supposed to be coming out in, I believe, November. That's gonna be her book. I can't wait to see where Delilah and Astrid's relationship goes from here. Like, their relationship is so complex, but again, it feels true. Sibling relationships are always complicated. The struggles they have had to face in their home life throughout their childhood of losing parents, and then whew, is Astrid's mom an awful lot. Very big on image, perfection, that sort of thing, and just the pressures that a parental figure like that can then put on young children that then impacts the rest of their life. Just, oh, I loved this. I don't know if everyone else will though, because as I said, there's like messy moments, there is complexities going on. It's not like easy breezy beautiful. There are like soft moments, there's romantic moments, there's funny moments, there's sad moments, there's bittersweet moments, there's like regret of actions not taken. It's got a little bit of everything, I feel like, and I hope other people love it too. But I'm also hesitant because I loved it, but I don't know. I'm scared to have other people read it, you know? It's that kind of love going on here of, I enjoyed this so much, I want to like have other people cherish it too, but I don't know. I'm very excited to see what the sequel will be. I'll put a picture up of the cover, and I read the blurb for it, and it sounds like it's gonna be another queer book. I don't necessarily need it to top it, but like, how can Ashley Herring Blake like get into the same level? I don't know, but we'll see, because I'm very likely to get my hands on it when it comes out. But I'm just so thrilled with how this turned out. But yeah, so even though we are into March now, way later than I ever planned this romance reading vlog to be, I am just so happy to end this vlog on such a fabulous read. And even just like looking back on the books that I read for this reading vlog, like Song of Achilles was a 3-star, but like I still enjoyed moments. It Happened One Summer, I adored that. That was a 5-star. Delilah Green, oh my god, I hit it out of the ballpark, 5-star. So this is great. This is great. I think I will wrap this one up here so I don't continue to just word vomit about how much I love Delilah Green. Thank you so much for watching this romance reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed. I would love to know if there's any romance books you would recommend me checking out, because I mostly read Christina Lauren and Talia Hibbert. There are like a few other one-off romance books, but you know, it's a huge genre. There's so many out there. So if you have any recommendations, I would love to know. And in my description, as always, I have my Goodreads linked if you would like to friend me on there, and I will have my Bookstagram noted if you would like to follow me there as well. But I'm gonna head on out, so thank you once again for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you here for the next one. Bye.